Hey, what's up, guys? It's Yu-Gi-Oh! Matic here, back with a little bit of a different video than normal. Normally, I'm opening stuff, but I decided I'd kind of start to show you guys some of the decks I like to run. This is my Volcanic deck. Outside of Heroes, which is my favorite, and Blue Eyes, this is probably my favorite deck to run. I used to run this a lot on YGO Pro. I need to get EDO Pro so I can get some gameplay with this, since there's no locals or anything like that. But this is the best that I can build with the cards that I own. There are some cards I like to put in this. Just kind of like a pre-spoiler. I don't have any crackdowns. Those are definitely some cards I like to play in this or get out. And in the extra deck, Relinquish Enema. I've opened a bunch of Dual Overload, and somehow I haven't pulled any of him. So I don't know. I don't like to buy individual cards unless I'm buying a lot of individual cards at the same time from the same person, because buying an individual card here and here and here, it starts to add up, and then I have to try to keep track of, oh, did I get this from this person and this from this person? Or I'd rather just put in one big order from one place and get all my stuff at the same time. So probably my next order I do from like Troll and Toad, or one of the guys on eBay I buy from a lot. I'll probably get some crackdowns and stuff. But I figured I'd show you this. I really enjoy this deck. I really enjoy this deck. Playing it. I used to play it a lot on YGO Pro. But start off with 3 Volcanic Rockets. It's the heart and soul of this deck. It searches out your Blaze Accelerator card, which you need for pretty much every combo in this deck. Next, Volcanic Shells. Oh, I like that. These are the dual terminal Volcanic Shells, by the way. Love the dual terminal cards. Love how my lighting's just making this card look real pretty. It's one of the cards you want to get rid of because you can pay 500 life points to add a Volcanic Shell if he's in your graveyard, to add one from your deck to your hand. So he's a +1 if he gets sent to the grave, because you're drawing one off the Blaze Accelerator reload, and then you're getting another Volcanic Shell. The main combo in this deck is Scattershot. Getting him to the grave because of Blaze Accelerator reload, nuking your opponent's field, burning for 15, and then reloading him into the deck, and doing that over and over and over again until you win. So to help with that, we have 3 copies of Royal Firestorm Guards. He lets you add 4 Pyros back to your from your graveyard to your deck, and then draw 2. To help stop with special summons, Vanity's Fiend. I thought about taking him out, but getting him on field, some decks have a hard problem trying to get rid of him. Now, for some hand traps, I play the 1 Ash Blossom and Joyous. I'd play another one. That's probably about it for my hand traps, really. Just for some removal, I play the 1 Spear Mode, 1 Gamecill, and the 1 Dino Wrestler Prank. Oh man, Prankratops. Dino Wrestler can special summon, and then pop a card, and then Gamecill and Wing Dragon Raw are some of the best non-targeting removal we have in the deck. I play a lot of draw spells in this deck to kind of get to my combo pieces. Upstart. I think every single deck I run an Upstart Goblin. I want to say this is either a 41 or 42 card deck, because I can't figure out what to cut. But 2 Magic Planners, if I was going to cut one card, it'd probably be one of these. Send a continuous trap card, a face-up continuous trap card from the field. The graveyard, draw 2 cards. It can get your Blaze Accelerator reload into the graveyard. 1 Pot of Extravagance. I'd play more, but I only have 1. That's why my extra deck is at 15. I used to not play with an extra deck at all with this deck, but because of a certain card and this card, I put 15 in the extra deck. 2 Pot of Avarices. It lets you get scatter shots back into the deck. Lets you draw 2. Nice card. And 2 potted dualities because, like I said, you don't special summon with this deck often. There's 2 cards. Well, one main deck, or no, yeah, there's 2 main deck cards that allow you to special summon in this deck, and that's it. So, not really a good card for this. I play 1 Raigeki. It's a nice card. I've always loved Raigeki, and when it finally came off the ban list a few years back, I was super happy. And then the 1 Foolish Burial Goods lets you get your Blades Accelerator reload to the graveyard to help with all your plays. Now, this is it's a control variant along with the Volcanics, so there's a lot of traps I play in this. Obviously, the main important piece that made Volcanics even a rogue strategy, and that's Blaze Accelerator Reload. It lets you send a Volcanic card from your hand to the graveyard during either player's main phase to draw a card. So it'll proc Scatter Shot during either player's turn, which is really crazy. And then if it's in the graveyard, you can banish it to send 1 Volcanic card from your deck to the graveyard. It can also proc Scatter Shot. I played 2 Summon Limit. I thought about playing 3. I think it's one of the best floodgates in the game. Because if you activate this and your opponent cannot get rid of back row, they have 2 cards that they can summon, and that's it, monsters. So getting Summon Limit onto the field is crazy. It can completely shut down certain decks. Lose 1 turn is the same way, so I play 2 lose 1 turns. This card, when a monster is summoned, I have to control no special summon monsters, which is pretty easy with this deck. I don't really special summon. When a monster is face up on the field, negate its effect, the turn it's summoned, special summoned, and if it's effect monster, it is changed to defense. So it can negate effects, which is really good. Which helps with summon limit, like summon limit and lose 1 turn flipped face up. If you have no spell and trap negation, you're not getting rid of either one of those cards turn 1. Because if a monster effect to destroy back row with lose 1 turn, they're not going to be able to proc, so it's really good. I played 2 anti-spell fragrances, which this card makes it so that you have to set spell cards a turn before you can use them. So, lightning storms and stuff like that, if I have anti-spell fragrance, doesn't really doesn't work against me, because I'm pretty sure lightning storm wouldn't work if you have to set it. Next I have some more no cards. So I got 2 Solemn Judgments. Just no, if I gotta negate something. And the next 4 cards are kind of like little spicy little tech options I kind of threw in there. I haven't play tested a lot with this yet, but I feel like these will help a lot more going into game 2s than they will game 1s. Starlight Road. Essentially, if I got a full back row and someone lightning storms, Starlight Road will negate the lightning storm and allow me to summon a Stardust Dragon from the extra deck. And Stardust Dragon can negate effects by banishing itself for a turn. So Starlight Road's pretty good. And then 3 copies of Waking the Dragon. So if they do side in a bunch of back row hate, I've got 3 copies of Waking the Dragon, and if you hit one of those, what's next. You saw the Raid Raptor Ultimate Falcon in the extra deck, so. Next, I'll show you the extra deck. There's only really 8 cards in here that would see any sort of play. 3 copies of Raid Raptor Ultimate Falcon. It's the best Waking the Dragon target. It's unaffected by... It's unaffected by other cards' effects. That's all you need to know. It's a 3,500 attack monster. I'll never use any other effect because I'm not bringing it out the normal way. It's hitting the field. It's 3,500 attack. You can target it. The next one is Nateria Exterio. I only played 2 copies of it. This card is also a good target, probably the second best target. As well as face up on the field, you can negate the activation of spell and trap cards by removing from play 1 card from your graveyard, then sending 1 card from the top of your deck to your graveyard. So, in certain situations, Nateria Exterio is going to be the better option, and it's a negate. It's an Omni negate for any spell or trap. So that's pretty good. And then 3 Stardust Dragons. It's for the copy of Starlight Road. I only thought 2 copies of Nateria Exterio was needed. The 3 copies, just in case one or 2 gets hit with Pot of Extravagance. There's only 2 more cards in the extra deck that I actually play that might see any sort of play. One's Link Spider. If I get a token and it's unusable, and then Tornado Dragon. I was thinking about putting in an Abyss Dweller too, because, you know, I can make rank 4s, but it's not likely. And really the rest of the extra deck are just cards I like, so just stuff to banish off of Pot of Extravagance. So nothing crazy. The rest of those cards can literally be anything. Like I said, I just put them in because I like them. Cool artworks or part of my favorite archetype. Some cards that didn't quite make the cut was a Fossil Dyna Pachycephalo. Really good card. When it's face up on the field, neither player can special summon monsters. And if you set this card and it gets flipped face up, it destroys all special summon monsters on the field. So that's a pretty good card. And then I was trying to play this card, but I just don't see really where. It's the only other Volcanic card in my opinion that's even kind of good, as it can do burn damage to your opponent if you take battle damage. But I just don't see a place in the deck that it can be ran. It's just not as good as the other cards, and there's lots of other cards. Like I said, Crackdown would be one. Relinquish Enema, like as soon as I get that, you know, I'll take out one of the random cards that I just threw in the extra deck to throw in the extra deck out. But yeah, there's not really much else. I really like control decks, so it's one of those things. As soon as I can get a reliable enough computer to try to start, I'm going to start doing some either EDO Pro or maybe even Dueling Book, because I know Dueling Book's not that bad. I've never used Dueling Book, always used YGO Pro, and with YGO Pro shutting down and turning into EDO Pro, I just haven't had the time to sit down and download EDO Pro onto the laptop I use. So that's my Volcanic deck profile. Again, it's kind of weird sometimes. I've had some hands not do so well, and sometimes you get really good hands. Essentially, as long as you get either Blaze Accelerated Reload or Volcanic Rocket and like 2 traps, like 1 Floodgate and like Awakening the Dragon or a Solemn, you're pretty much good. But yeah, if you have any suggestions, you know, go ahead and let me know. I am open. I'm excited since I want to say the first set of 2021, like the January February set's supposed to be like, it's a new set. They think there's going to be a Volcanic support in it. I hope there's Volcanic support in it. Not much has been announced. All I know is that it comes out for the OCG in like November when we're getting Phantom Rage. So it looks pretty cool. Hopefully there'll be some Volcanic support in there. Make this deck a little bit better. But yeah, like I said, any suggestions, let me know. I'm definitely open to suggestions. I really want Volcanics. I want to build a deck with Volcanics that's good enough to do something, because like it's Volcanics, like it's a pretty cool deck. Not a lot of people know or really care much about them. So, but yeah, if you like my content, like and subscribe. I'll probably do a hero profile soon. I'm just waiting on a couple cards to come in. So, yeah, thanks for watching.